Hello disc golfers, this is Matt Dollar. Welcome back to part 2 from round 1 of the United States Mini Disc Golf Championship from 2018. We are here on hole number 10 and we have started the 9 holes that have the black hole mini baskets, whereas the front 9 had the black hole macros. So if you imagine the baskets getting smaller, it's not just in your head. This is a really fun downhill tunnel shot. Last year we had OB behind the basket. This year we just lengthened the hole a little bit and forced you to throw up over the hill before going down it. Whereas last year you're right up on the edge of the hill. Really made the big difference in how hard this hole became. Matlack goes with that understable mini and turns it over downhill again. He's just going to try to pitch up, and it's really important to pitch up close. If you don't have a good look at your putt, then you definitely want to lay up, because getting greedy and running after long putts will definitely lead to 3-putting, sometimes even 4-putting in mini golf on the little baskets. Gort wisely lays his putt up, and so does Mustang. My layup was a little bit short, but I'm able to convert on the par putt.
Every putt on those hills. You're my favorite human ever.
So Gort's going to take the only bogey there. It's going to drop him back to 2 under par.
This par 5? Yes.
And we'll move on to hole 11. It is one of the holes from last year. It's been adjusted and lengthened a little bit, and now it has the little basket. So it's a tough par 5. First par 5 we're going to come to.
Oh no.
And that's exactly what you don't want to do. I let my thumber come out just a little bit early, and it's going to move me over into the edge of the woods. It'll be tough to get a birdie from there. Mustang's able to straighten his out and lands in prime position. John Matlack crushed that one. I believe that was a mini driver. He really got a hold of it. Should put him in prime position to get a birdie. Brian Gort goes with the lefty thumber. Just going to put him right in the middle. I'm going to go thumber roller out of the woods here. And that's going to be a pretty good out. Should get me in range to be able to save par. Brian Gort's really gotten a hold of this second shot. It's going to make it all the way down to one of the last trees. If he's able to bend out and around, he should have a nice short Anheuser approach to the basket and get away with a birdie. Speaking of birdie, Mustang has covered a lot of distance in 2 shots, and he should also have a pretty good chance at the birdie. It's going to be my 3rd shot there. Not really going to put me in position to get a birdie, but I will lay up under the basket for a par. Mustang looking at a long... Oh, great eagle bid from Mustang. Let's catch a replay of that. He straightens out that putter, and it comes in, just catches a nub upon entry and splashes out the right side. Great bid for Mustang. It will get him a birdie, though. So if Gort and Matlack can get up and down from here, they'll both also card birdies. Oh, Matlack has blown a great chance at a birdie here. But Gort will follow up with his birdie. And so will Mustang. So we're going to have 2 birdies and 2 pars here on the 400-plus foot par 5. So look at the U.S. Mini Disc Golf Championship Zing Minis. And we're going to go here to
No,
hole
that's dirty water.
Yeah,
number 12.
That's gross water.
This is a relatively long par 3.
Oh, that one stayed over.
And if you get off to the left or the right early and get behind one of these trees, you can definitely take a bogey here. Gort throws a really nice looking thumber. That's going to give him a decent look at the birdie, but once again, if you're not really close on these baskets, it becomes pretty tough to convert on those. So Matlack is still 1 over par. He's going to throw a big hyzer here.
Wow.
Looks like he may have carried too far. Matlack probably has the most distance of anyone in the group as far as the minis are concerned.
Yeah, no, for me it's the elbow.
Doing a little double duty there, trying to catch some shots while I'm not throwing. Not able to convert on that
Good
birdie,
putt.
but Brian Gort will. That's back-to-back birdies for Gort. After bogeying the first hole of this video, Gort's bounced back with back-to-back birdies. And he is now at 4 under par, heading into the 444-foot par 5 with the OB Creek on the left the entire way, and then the OB Road that cuts through the middle of the fairway. It's really important to get as much distance as possible off the tee without going in any of the big trees. There's plenty of open space to land in, but if you do get hemmed up behind these big trees, it makes it really hard to cut off a big chunk on your second shot. I'm going to go with a thumber and almost hit Carla. Luckily she's able to dodge. Matlack goes backhand. That's one of the most unbelievable shots. Watch the replay here and see where this goes after it takes that one bounce. Slow-mo, in between Frank and Moxie. Boom! And the disc actually comes to rest on the dog's back.
Good right there.
No way. Stay still, Frank.
Yeah, that's one of the most unbelievable shots I've seen. Luckily, no one was hurt.
Boom. Don't get on the road.
Oh, it's over.
Matlack throws a good second shot. I think it's going to be just short of the road. And Mustang's going to lay up short of the road as well. Put him in good position to have an upshot for birdie. Gort just smashes a thumber. I think it clears the road. He should be able to just lay up for a birdie at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, rolled across.
That would be 3 birdies in a row if Gort could convert. There was a quick flash there of my mini, which is OB in the middle of the road.
Beautiful.
Is that an island hole?
Mustang throws his right up to the basket. Should be an easy birdie.
I'm going in the creek, though.
Oh, I've left myself some chicken here for the par putt. Matlack has thrown it into the woods. Trouble for us while Gort and Mustang are looking at birdies. Need to make this to save the par. Not able to do it. I'm going to take a bogey. Matlack will take a double.
Good birdie.
And Mustang jams in for birdie. And Gort will just be able to set a topper there for his birdie.
Ramble there to work with.
Good birdie, Gort.
Thank you.
So the birdie bogey combination there creates a 2-stroke swing, and now Brian Gort is the solo leader at 5 under par. Now we're playing the short island hole. This is a stretch of really hard holes.
Oh, rolls in the island.
We have the island hole, then the triple Mando hole, and then the other island hole.
Oh no! Oh.
Mustang's drive looked great. It just came up a little bit short. It's hard to judge the distance on these short island holes.
Suck.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my my stellar play at this point. I just started to lose all touch. It got a little cold, and I don't know what happened, but I was struggling.
Nice shot.
Meanwhile, Matlack, after exploding on the last hole and taking a 7, knocking him to 3 over par, he's going to bounce back with a park job birdie here on the island hole. Gort will also take a birdie that will just make his lead even better. Mustang's able to save his par, and I'll take the bogey here. Now we're on to hole 15, probably the hardest hole on the entire course. Last year this was hole number 1. We moved the tee slightly back into the right, creating a more elevated tee shot and a little more distance before you reach the triple Mando or the sail Mando, whatever you want to call it. You have to go between or under the guide wire and to the left of the telephone pole. And Matlack just hit the Mando off the tee. he hit the gap, rather, off the tee, which is pretty incredible. It's designed to make you lay up before the Mando and then smash your second shot. But we extended the basket location, and so this hole is much harder. It actually only yielded 4 pars for the entire weekend. So
Good shot.
Mustang bends one back through the Mando. Gort smashed his second shot through the Mando. I'm able to get my second one through, and Matlack will have a chance at birdie here if he can get it up there. That's an incredible shot. In my practice, I've figured out the only way I could birdie this hole was to hit the Mando off the tee, so. Try to go sidearm there, and my upshot comes in way short. I'm going to be looking at a long putt to save the par. Which is pretty standard on this hole unless you get some really good distance on your second shot. Speaking of good distance on the second shot, Matlack was actually putting back at the basket for birdie.
Yeah, good putt.
So Gort's par right there and Matlack's par right here are 2 out of only 4 rounds where this hole was actually parred. So very tough hole 15. And we move on to hole 16, the longer of the 2 island holes. Brian Gort in a commanding lead now at 6 under par. Matlack is sitting at 2 over par currently. Really needs a birdie. He's gonna.
Yeah, it still has.
I think he's gonna be just outside of the island. More trouble for Matlack.
Yeah, Mustang, get
in the hole.
Oh, great shot.
That was awesome.
Mustang takes advantage of the lefty-friendly island and parks it up.
Shot, Bill.
Thanks.
With the roll.
And I'm gonna go sidearm and also manage to squeak inside there. That's 3 bogeys in a row for me, and it's taking me from 4 under par back to 1 under par, 5 strokes behind Brian Gort. However, that birdie will erase 2 of those strokes as Brian is going to be taking a bogey here. And Mustang will also card the birdie while Matlack joins Gort with a bogey. Move on to hole number 17, sponsored by Bomb Squad Disc Golf, 401 feet, par 4. We extended this one a long ways from last year. Last year this was a par 4 teeing off from about the same place.
Down ball.
But now we have a scary green, a smaller basket, and we added about 100, maybe 110 feet of distance to this hole. So this is another one of those holes where it's just really imperative to get as much distance as possible off the tee, because you will never get a birdie if you don't get everything out of your first shot here. So Matlack had gotten it back to 1 over, but now after that bogey back to 2 over again.
Good shot.
But he has crushed this one. He has outdriven the group by probably 50 feet on this hole. Mustang's going to play position back to the middle. Gort and myself will have no choice but to do the same. Gort's on a nice conservative hyzer shot, but it's going to get him in range to probably get an easy up and down for par. Mustang's going to come up short there. We must have missed my second shot because this is my 3rd shot here and I'm just trying to pitch up and get a par. The basket is on a hillside and wow, Matlack cards the birdie. That is a super long birdie on the little basket. Downhill, scary putt behind it. Could also roll in the water. What a great putt from Matlack. Cool to watch the replay in slow-mo there. Matlack, that is going to be the only birdie for anyone on this hole the entire weekend. So nice job to John Matlack there. Hole 18, only 103 feet, but you got to throw through this gap, go over the bridge, over the creek, turn back right, up this little hill, and it sits on top of this, well, a big piece of tree that I rolled out and stood up, which was quite fun, and I paid for it the next day. But it's turned out to be a cool little hole. Basically, we took away hole 4 from last year's layout and added this so that we could extend hole 3's basket from last year's layout. I'm going to go sidearm on this one. I'm back to 2 under par.
Drop in it.
Oh, nice. Wow, good. So this thing.
After the island birdie, 2 holes back. 3 strokes behind the leader, Brian Gort. Gort's thrown a nice shot through, but he's going to be a little bit left. It's going to be a long putt. He might want to just lay that one up. Because of the extra elevation on this basket, if you do run a long putt, most likely you're going to have a long comebacker. Not able to capitalize on the putt to get any closer to Gort. Matlack is going to go back-to-back birdies. And I believe that's going to get Matlack back to even par. Mustang is at 2 under par. I am also at 2 under par. And Brian Gort is leading us at 5 under par. Thank you guys so much for watching the second video from round 1. We'll have one more video from round 1. It'll be the closing 9 back on the macro baskets. Special thanks to MVP Disc Sports, our title sponsor, Carla Dollar for filming, Jody McCall for course setup, and North Georgia Canopy Tours for the awesome venue. Thank you so much for watching.